Is it healthy or normal to feel jealous when polyamorous? Yes, jealousy is a feeling. It is a normal thing to feel. It can be healthy. I think that what I would say is that there is no emotion that is necessarily healthy or unhealthy to feel. They all just are. Our emotions give us information. That's what they're there for, right? Our emotions tell us about what we want and need, where we are and aren't getting it, how we're relating to ourselves, other people in the world around us. Our emotions are kind of like our check engine light. I think that jealousy is a totally normal emotion that we feel, right? That we, particularly the less like secure and resourced we feel in general, the more likely it is that we are going to see other people's success and achievements and getting the things that we want as a threat versus something that we can celebrate with them. I think that jealousy in polyamorous relationships is often a really good indicator that we need to take a look and see whether there is something within that connection that we want but aren't getting, that this is kind of pushing on. In my experience, a lot of times jealousy in polyamory is less about that other relationship and more about the relationship I have with that person and what it is I want but I'm not getting. In More Than Two, they describe this as build up, don't tear down. When we feel jealous, a lot of times our first instinct is to kind of like peel away the things that are making us jealous and tear down that other relationship, when a more healthy approach would be to build up the relationship we are in rather than tearing down the other one. So if you see your partner is dating someone new and they're really excited and going out and doing things with them and you're upset because these days y'all just chill on the couch and fold laundry, the answer there is not to tell them to go on fewer dates. The answer is to ask for dates for you and them together. That what you're wanting is more time that feels fun and exciting and not just doing house chores in the same space together. So I think looking at what is this jealousy telling me that I'm missing? For me, I tend to experience a lot more jealousy when I feel less secure in the relationship. So when I feel like I don't know where I stand with this person, or they're telling me one thing, but their actions seem to indicate another thing, or stuff's been weird lately, that's when I tend to feel jealousy, because if I feel really secure with someone, I'm not worried about them doing stuff with other people because what we have is already solid. It's when I don't know about us that I'm worried about what they do with other people. And the solution there is not changing what they're doing with other people. It's solidifying us. It's figuring out like what in this relationship needs to be fixed. Are they not treating me well? Am I letting my insecurities cause problems for us? What is it that's creating this issue? Because it's not that other relationship. That other relationship might be holding up a mirror to the things that I'm upset about, but it didn't create those things. Those things either already existed or were choices that my partner made. So what I'm going to do is take a step back and look at, I'm feeling this jealousy. Why is that? Is this about fears that I'm having that are mine that I need to deal with? Is this about stuff that's not going right in this relationship? Is this about my old patterns that are getting triggered? Does this other person remind me of someone that I had a bad experience with? What is it that's going on here? How can I be friends with this jealousy so that I can learn from it and hear what it wants to teach me? And then it will get quieter and move on. And I think that's the big thing, is that a lot of people, when they feel jealous, are like, I need to get rid of it right now. So I'm either going to pretend it doesn't exist, or I'm going to shove it in a box, or I'm going to just be like, I need to not feel it, so you need to change until I don't feel it anymore. You need to change until I don't feel it. None of those are solutions, right? Because they're treating the jealousy as the problem and the enemy. And that's not true. The jealousy is the indicator. The jealousy is just telling you what's going on. It's giving you a warning sign. It's saying like, hey, you're not feeling great about something. Time to look at that. So make jealousy your friend. This doesn't mean do everything it tells you to. Jealousy is your friend, but it's your friend that sometimes drinks too much on weekends and every once in a while has a problematic coke habit, right? It's going to tell you stuff that is real, and sometimes the conclusions it comes to from that real stuff are terrible conclusions that you don't want to go with. But it's giving you information you need. So the more that you treat it as a valuable source of information, not a director of your actions, the easier it is to deal with it and the easier it is to move through it. The more you either pretend it isn't there or try to fix it through controlling somebody else, the worse things are going to go. I think also, like, people often ask about, like, what if I don't feel compersion? That's fine. Does feeling compersion make polyamory easier? Yeah, absolutely. 100%. And you don't have to be good at running to run a marathon. Just because something is hard or you're not good at it doesn't mean you can't do it still. A lot of times the way we get better at something is by doing something we're bad at for a long time and just conscientiously practicing it. Compersion is great to feel. And if you don't feel it, you don't feel it, and that's fine. Jealousy is a thing that we feel. We need to be okay with our challenging emotions. We need to get more comfortable with our challenging emotions, even though they don't feel good for us, even though they feel challenging, they feel uncomfortable. We need to get better at being with them and sitting with them so we can learn from them what we need to learn. Because if we don't, we're going to end up trying to address problems in ways that are completely wrong, right? And we need to get better at being open to our full range of emotions. Part of our culture is this very toxic positivity, be happy all the time kind of thing, and that's not real life. All of us are going to feel all of the emotions at some time. We need to make space for all of those emotions, and that is how they become bearable. That's how they become helpful. That's how they become our allies rather than our enemies. So yeah, normal to feel jealous. And you get to decide for you whether the jealousy that you feel is an indicator that this is a good or bad relationship structure for you. For some people, they feel a ton of jealousy, they still want to do polyamory, so they do. And they just learn to cope with that. For some people, the amount of jealousy that they're feeling is more than they want to cope with on a regular basis, so they don't do polyamory. These are all choices you get to make. You get to choose whatever relationship structure you want. Feeling jealousy doesn't mean you can't be polyamorous. Never feeling compersion doesn't mean you can't be polyamorous. You get to choose. You could never feel jealousy and still choose to be monogamous. Like, whatever you want to choose is your choice. It's up to you.